For the next few months, in terms of oil policy, probably on hold, right? They gave at the office to President Biden, they did a little symbolic bump. Right now, there is so much two-way risk in this market. And with only less than 2 million barrels a day of spare, the path of least resistance for oil supply is probably just to hunker down and keep her steady through the end of the year. But, he's got work to do. They have to figure out quotas and reference levels for the whole group after December. And when we get into next year, we have enormous bidirectional risk. Will Russia go off by 2 million barrels a day or not? Is demand going to explode like OPEC Plus says, or will it go into a recessionary downturn? So the OPEC Plus organization will be extremely relevant, especially next year, especially if we have a weakening market and they have to consider cuts.
Absolutely, Bob. And just to get your sense, if you will, on the Inflation Reduction Act, Sam and I talked about this a little earlier on. I mean, frankly, the clean energy community should be, leaping for joy given all the money that's going to be pumped into the renewable space in the United States. But frankly, we're hearing a lot of blowback from them, a lot of pushback on the president, who just scored a major win for them in spite of all the opposition, because they think it doesn't go far enough. And they're very worried about drilling being opened up on federal land.
You're right. Senator Manchin, put his fingerprints, some would say poison pills, in this bill. And if you're an environmentalist, the environmental groups are conflicted. Now, look, the solar developers, the renewable power folks, they're overjoyed. You get an extension of these credits. They're practically permanent. It's just a Christmas come early for the solar industry. The electric vehicle folks, it's a mixed bag because he's put all types of restrictions on these new credits, income, retail price, etc. And as you said, Joe Manchin forced President Biden and the Democratic Party to go back to an all-of-the-above energy policy. So there are provisions for permitting reform and leasing that could benefit the oil and gas industry. So you're right, it's a mixed, balanced policy. The environmentalists are a little bit conflicted about it.